All right, guys, so we're going to finish out this Sleep Token album today. We're on the final track, Euclid. And as you guys already know, I've already heard this album front to back several times by now. I love this album. It's incredible, but we're still going through the songs. In my opinion, this is one of the best closing tracks of an album I've ever heard. It's so epic, but in a different way than most of their music, and we're going to get into it when the song gets going here in just a second. But this is just an incredible ending track. It comes full circle with the whole story behind their music and the lore and stuff, which I'm not an expert on that myself for sure, but I do understand a little bit of the connections and stuff and how this connects to The Night Does Not Belong to God. And again, we'll talk more about that as the song goes and when we get to the end of it. So yeah, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into this. It's Euclid by Sleep Token. Already got to pause it. So like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is an epic closing track to this album, of course, but the biggest difference is that this song is in a major key. So it's more happy, it's more uplifting and inspirational, and it sounds more like a resolution to, you know, this whole story that they've created. And it just fits so perfect. And it's like I already said, one of the best closing tracks ever. And it's completely different because, as you guys know, most of their music is dark. It's in a minor key, so it's darker, it's more sad. And this one is like it's coming to a close and it's all going to be okay. That's kind of what the music gives off, but it still gets heavy. Of course, as you guys know, it still gets heavy-ish towards the end, but it's more uplifting. It's not like heavy in like a dark, aggressive, angry kind of way. It's more uplifting.
Just run it back, give me 5 whole minutes. I am thick out on the inside, burning. I've got a ghost in the hallway, grinning, and a heavy head that won't stop turning. If my fate is a bad collision, and if my mind is an open highway, give me the twilight two-way vision. Give me one last ride on a sunset skylane.
I love this part. That vocal effect sounds so cool.
Just running forward, alive like wires as I see the past on an empty ceiling. I play along with the life signs anyway, but oh to God, you don't know this feeling. Yet in reverse, you were all my symmetry. A parallel I would lay my life on. So if your wings won't find you heaven, I will bring it down like an ancient bygone. Call me when you have the time. I just need to leave.
I love when the rest of the band comes in here in just a second.
Do you remember me? When the rain gathers, and do you still believe?
It's so uplifting and happy. I love it. It's like a big like rock ballad.
For me, it's still the autumn leaves. These ancient canopies that we used to lay beneath. No, but no, the night belongs to you.
It makes me so happy. I love this song so much.
I must be someone new. No, for me,
And we got the double vocal lines going on. so good. This part right here, it goes straight into The Night Does Not Belong to God, and I love it. I love how it comes full circle back to this. The lyrics, the music, everything, it's basically the same. It's so cool. It's like a resolution, but it's still got this, like, the lyrics still have this like melancholy kind of sound to it. Like he's almost like he's given up, like he's accepting his fate. All right, guys, so that was the closing track, Euclid, off the Take Me Back to Eden album, and just what an incredible closing track. I love that song so much. I love Take Me Back to Eden, and that's the title track, and it would seem like, oh, that needs to be the the closing song on the album, and it's got that epic ass breakdown at the end, and it kind of fades out, and like, okay, cool, that would be a nice ending. But then I get why it's not, because Euclid, I feel like, is the perfect end to the story. It's not heavy, really. It's more like a rock ballad, but it's happy. It's got that major tonality, like I already talked about a little bit, and it makes it more uplifting and inspirational, and more of a resolution rather than like still this like inner battle that Vessel's having with himself over this person or sleep or whatever. Like I've already said in my previous videos, I am definitely not an expert on the lore behind Sleep Token, so I don't know if this all is about this deity named Sleep, or if it's like just a metaphor for like a relationship that he is in with a person. I don't really know, but I've been trying to dive more into the lyrics, and after going through this album, honestly, I am pretty like fascinated by the whole story of what's going on here in these 3 albums, and I want to dive more into it. If you guys want to see like a deep dive video into these lyrics, into the lore, the whole story behind these past 3 albums, let me know down in the comments, and I'll get to work on something like that. It might take me a while because I feel like there's a lot to unpack. However, for the time being, I do want to get into the lyrics of this song. Just figure out what this song is about, like the title Euclid, and just how it kind of comes full circle to the Night Does Not Belong to God. I already mentioned the ending of this song is just so cool because it goes right into the Night Does Not Belong to God, and it's like, the story started with that song, and now it ends with that same melody, the same lyrics, and it's just like a perfect resolution. And I kind of already touched on it a little bit, but I feel like this whole story has been about this inner struggle, this inner battle that Vessel is having with himself. Again, either about sleep or about a person. And like he's trying to make this relationship work, but he just can't do it. Like this whole relationship that he's been going through with this person has been toxic and not good for him at all. It's caused him a lot of mental stress and like self-harm. Overall, just not a good relationship, and he wants to make it work, but I feel like this ending of this song, he's like accepting it's not gonna happen, because like the final few lines says, "We tangle endlessly like lovers entwined. I know for the last time you will not be mine, so give me the night, the night, the night." So it's almost like leave me alone. Like it's not gonna work. You know, we've tried. We can't be together. So give me the night. Like let me sleep, kind of thing. Like just like let me be. Leave me alone, and let me move on. That's kind of what this song seems like to me. And it's weird that the lyrics, in my opinion, are kind of like sad, but the music is uplifting sounding. That contrast is kind of messes with me a little bit, but it makes this song all the more interesting. And I could be off on these lyrics. Like this could be, you know, a happy song. Lyrically, I could be wrong about the lyrics, about, you know, him accepting that this isn't going to work and him moving on and all that, and it being like sad. But it could be good. Maybe it's meant to be good. I don't know. Like he's finally accepting that it's not going to work, but that's okay. And now he can move on. Now he can better himself. He can be true to himself. And I'm literally thinking this as I'm saying it. Like this isn't. I'm not researching this and like putting the script together and all that. Like I'm basically thinking out loud right now to you guys. And so I'm trying not to ramble on too much. But I'm really fascinated by these lyrics. Like I love the whole story and everything behind their music, and I just want to get more into it. Now, one thing that I did look up for this song is Euclid. Like Euclid was throwing me off a little bit. Is it a name of a person? Like what's the deal? Is it just a word and it means something that's kind of connected to, you know, this song or whatever? But Euclid is actually he was an old mathematician. He is considered to be the father of geometry. But what's interesting is that not much about his life is actually known. Like he basically nothing of his life. Like we don't even know like when he was born. I don't believe where he was born. We just kind of know like a time frame that he possibly was around. But he's considered the father of geometry. And I feel like this correlates with Sleep Token. We don't know much about Euclid, the mathematician, but he's the father of geometry. So he's brought us, he basically defined geometry like how we know it today. I mean, it's studied, like his form of geometry is studied today from my understanding, but we don't know much about him, kind of the same way that we don't really know much about Sleep Token, like the band members. Of course, I know that, you know, people know about Sleep Token, but we're not going to talk about that because that defeats the intention of the band, and I'm not going to get into that. But again, we don't really know much about the four vessels. We don't know much about them except that they are literally just, well, vessels to bring us, the listeners, music and this story. It's kind of like symmetrical to how Euclid is not really known, but he brought us geometry, essentially. So I don't know if there's like a correlation there. I feel like it is, but I could also be way off base. I could be thinking about it way too much. I don't know. And then with Sleep Token, like the album artwork. I mean, look at their album artwork. It's like shapes and angles and circles and all this kind of stuff, and like geometry, it goes hand in hand. You know, everything coming full circle and circles, geometry. I don't know. I could be way off. I could be completely wrong, but it feels right to me. I don't know. Like Sleep Token is so well thought out. Like I've already said it before in other videos, like their music, their lyrics, their stories, the just instrumentation, everything is so well thought out, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's some crazy explanation like this. Like it really wouldn't, but also at the same time, it could be something completely different. Euclid could mean something totally different to Sleep Token than it does to the little bit of research that I did on the mathematician. It could have nothing to do with him. I don't know, but I'm really interested in it. I want to learn more. I'm going to go back and look at more of the lore in the previous albums and more into the lore of this album, and just see if I can't figure out how it all connects. And like I said, if you guys want to see some sort of video on that, like a deep dive into their lyrics and the story and all that, let me know down in the comments. But until then, I appreciate you guys going through the album with me. This incredible album, it's a masterpiece. I absolutely love it. I hate that I couldn't do these like as first reactions, but as you all know, I've already said in my previous videos, I was away from home when the album dropped, and I couldn't wait. Like I couldn't help myself. I had to listen to it. I was on some like 2,000, more than 2,000 mile drive, something like that. And I mean, you got to put on good music. And Sleep Token album was out. I had to, but I still wanted to go through these songs when I got back and go through the lyrics and the music and just try to analyze them a little bit that I could, and just hang out with you guys and check out this just incredible music. Album of the year. I'm thinking album of the year. I know there's a lot of people hating on it right now. They're saying that they're overrated, but they're not. Like, these guys are absolutely incredible. I love them. So again, I appreciate you guys hanging out and checking out the music with me, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. It sucks we gotta move on from Take Me Back to Eden now. We gotta find something else to listen to, but it's all good. There's plenty of good music out there, and I'm gonna shut up. I've been rambling on for a long time now. I don't know, like, my camera says like 45 minutes, something like that. The video hopefully is not gonna end up being that long, because y'all will click off way before that. But anyway, I'm going to shut up for real. I'm going to get out of here. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.